Oh, so yeah, left foot.
Left foot.
Press all. Oh wait, hold on. Here, you have to press the brake all the way down.
Okay, brake all the way down.
Yeah, gas all the way down.
Gas all the way down.
No, wait. Preparing for launch. And then wait till it says it's good.
Oh yeah, I feel it lowering. It's gonna be violent, isn't this? Ready to launch? Just take my foot off the brake?
Yep.
Dude, your vision freaking blurs. The future's all right.
Yep, it's a Model Plaid. The Model S is the most influential vehicle of the 21st century because it changed the narrative on electric cars. Before Tesla, electric cars were just like that Simpsons bit where it went, "I'm an electric car. I can't go very fast or very far. And if you drive me, people will think you're..." And now, in 2022, if you drive a Tesla, no one will race you. David said he would catch eyes with Evos, Vets, anything really, and he expected, okay, it's on when the light turns green. And no, nothing. He told me this one story. He was next to some rando in a screwed up tight, an unfunny Evo 9. Like, this is an angry guy hat. And he looks at this guy, windows down, and David goes, "You want to race?" And the kid with his hat, his clothes, just looks over his shoulder and says, "Nah, man." And then he pulls away. Nothing. If the P100D didn't bear the idea that electric cars are slow, the Plaid sure as hell did. And imagine what it's like to have grown up during the muscle car era and to be reliving that, maybe 5 years ago. And finally now in 2022, you're in your autumn years, you sink $150,000, invested $150,000 into resto modding a Nova or an Impala or a Boss 302 or something from when cars were, and you have an LS3 engine in there with a carburetor on it, candy paint, Flowmasters, blah, 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 blah. And here comes 3 DC motors, ego slapping you like Goku did to Frieza. And you're there to just sit there in your E85 or 100 octane irrelevance. And just like the Lord of the Galaxy or whatever, even when shown mercy, these old wingadingas remain unrepentive and unaccepting of the new era. And they'll point to 100 octane Mopars or supercars or whatever Matt Happel is building and go, see, you're not the best. See, you're not so great. You're not so great. See, your stock is going down. I buy silver. I buy silver. I preserve my capital. I buy silver. So when society collapses and there's no more electricity, well, where you gonna go with your Tesla when there's no more electricity? I'll be fine. I have my silver. I don't know how that boomer character turned into a nerd really fast, but whatever. It's moving the goalposts, honestly. High-power Teslas and all the new EVs keep moving faster and faster and faster. It's at a point now, the Model Plaid is so fast, it makes my vision blur. It's so fast, I feel bad for demonstrating my superiority. Ever play too hard with your younger brother, and then he starts crying because I hurt him? I did that too many times, and I'm sorry. I didn't know what I was doing. I'm sorry I went from 55 to 110 miles an hour and passed your unladen Ram Rebel on an uphill. I didn't know the rules. I didn't know you were supposed to just play nice and let trucks win.
Yonk! Shit! And turn some shit. I'm getting close to him. Bye. Wham! Wham!
Where will the electric acceleration wars end? Because electric cars are now where American big block horsepower cars were from 1966 to 1971, or when Japanese superbike speed wars were from 1986 to 99. An energy crisis ended big block appeal in the early 1970s, and a Japanese government intervention clapped superbike speed after the Suzuki Hayabusa almost touched 200 miles per hour straight out of the showroom. And recently, a de-restricted Tesla Plaid, I know it's a Model S Plaid, I'm just going to say Tesla Plaid. A de-restricted Tesla Plaid hit 216 miles an hour. It's a video I'm sure you've seen by now. And us humans aren't done. The electric speed, the electric acceleration wars have not reached its zenith yet because Mopar hasn't done anything yet. And you know they're gonna. Mopar is just sitting waiting what happened and get... You know what? Tesla can go 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. How about this? How about 1 second? Teslas make 1,000 horsepower. How about this? 2,000 horsepower. Make them sign a death waiver. Yeah. Make them sign a death waiver. They'll do it. Make it come with some Mickey Thompsons. No front brakes anyway. Not gonna use them. Yeah. How about the electric Challenger? Comes with a wheelie bar. Legal says we can't make them street legal. Compliance? Yeah, tell them they're fired. Track use only. Yeah, people will buy them. A person with a Tesla who doesn't flex about having a Tesla is about as rare as a Tesla that has stickers or decals on it anywhere. But you almost can't blame a person for being unbearable about driving something this powerful. It's the perfect instrument of that particular brand of automotive cuckdom, where drivers want to get their pole polished with compliments and their palms greased with the envy of economy car owners. They'll offer a stranger a chance to drive their Plaid, and then sit and stew in the vicarious thrill of getting to watch. In talking with the owner David, he made an interesting point. The Model Plaid is a quintessential American muscle car. This is an American-built machine with straight-line power on the level of 2 Camaros just smashed together. It's all speed underpinned by technology, and this is a car that wants you to notice how tech-forward it is, but not at the expense of recognizing just how blindly fast it is. This is the apotheosis of the Halo car, a votive candle to the church of acceleration. While you could argue that the Cybertruck is the ultimate example of a low-production show-off car for enthusiasts, Vision 74! It's basically automotive vaporware in comparison to the Plaid. And this is where Elon got it right. For as much as we've ragged on Musk in the past, he figured out the formula for American success, which is that build quality, technology, and comfort don't mean anything if you can't go fast. People want to go fast. Even if they never end up using the upper range of this car, they want it. Like an early 90s movie executive, this is a car that privileges speed over everything else. No one under 25 or over 65 should own this car. Really, no one under 27. The more on-the-road experience you have before driving this car, the better. Because the compulsion to drive stupid is... it's never been higher. This is up there with someone getting their motorcycle learner's permit and then going out and buying an R1. I've talked about that before. Anyway, this car is begging to be totaled. The Model Plaid has the most range of all the Teslas, getting just shy of 400 miles at full charge with a factory of like 396 miles. You have an option for larger arachnid wheels, but at the cost of a 10% drop to your range, brings you about 350 miles with the AC on. David didn't want those. He says, I'd rather have miles than cool looking wheels. The Model Plaid runs on 3 motors, 2 in the rear, 1 in the front, like a reverse shocker. Total power ratings is 1,020 horsepower and 1,050 pound-feet of torque, and you get it all at once. You know what? I don't think they give you all at once. It has to do launch mode to get that all at once. Everything else, even in its most sporty mode when you're just driving around, it will ease that power in. Otherwise, you're just going to wreck your wheels. And wreck your motor mounts. Because have you seen this on Instagram? It was either on Instagram or TikTok. There's I don't know if they're associated with Rich Rebuilds or not, but there's this one shop that said, yeah, if you keep going 0 to 60 at every single traffic light in your Model Plaid, you're going to crack the aluminum motor mounts. Under full throttle, 1 megawatt of power runs from the battery. Is that real? Is that a cool thing people just want to know, or is this a dumb thing that people are just going to laugh at? Sounds like bro science to me, but hey, I suppose this would be a killer on the track, but the yoke here feels dodgy, and we've all talked about the yoke. And people are like, well, F1 cars have yokes. But muscle memory will have you reaching for a part of the wheel that isn't there. You look like a dingus in the parking lot. The center screen is also distractingly large and devoid of anything tactile. And are buttons the enemy? You even got rid of the shifter. I have to swipe up and down the shift, so it's even harder to drive through a parking lot or, like an 8-point turn. And now I got a oops, no wheel.
Oh, yeah, went for turn signals that aren't there.
How much am I going to nitpick a car like this when this gives me the sensation of taking pre-workout before, after, and during my workout? The young often discover, to their great surprise, the fathomless capacity for disappointment. And if you get told that the world is your oyster for long enough, you might end up believing it. And that in itself is dangerous, because it opens you up to an entire universe of moments that end with a firm, that's it? But this is the polar opposite. The mind shudders against the thought of more, because what's here in the Plaid is too much already. It's hard to picture being disappointed in this car, and yet it's also difficult to picture wanting to ever push this as far as it can go. I mean, we're at the point, you keep going faster with this, Teslas are going to have to come with Hans devices. And however you feel about Tesla, they're becoming more common. I know you people in California see them everywhere, don't you? But they now feel a lot less out of place here in rural Pennsylvania. I mean, we're in the middle of tobacco-chewing, corn-fed country. And if you're not growing corn, you're growing soy. And the next season, you're growing feed corn again. Anyway. And we're getting Tesla chargers at every Wawa. And as time goes on, the more it's going to make sense for rural places like this, as increasing infrastructure will temper range anxiety and allow people to begin evaluating these cars on a level playing field, rather than immediately looking for reasons to talk themselves out of considering one. As it stands, this is some of the best mileage in its class, as it gets you an EPA combined 116 mpge, which is 119 miles per gallon city, if you talk about miles per gallon, or 112 on the highway, which I'm sure the dealer would love to talk about when they get their hands on a Tesla for sale over at
Kunkelman Chevrolet. You come on down to Kunkelman Chevrolet to get a Tesla and relive your years, best years, when all your boys were swimming and the count was high. The currency of the world is in the seed, that's why they call it income, so you might as well spend it. Solve underpopulation at Kunkelman Chevrolet. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Suzuki, Tesla. Wait, solve underpopulation? Is he serious right now? Your soul is forfeit, your body and mind are consumed by the oligarchical excellence of wealthy men doing zip, zoop, and fast daddy demon deeds in the name of freedom and profit. Why get? 'Cause go fast! This brand new Tesla Plaid is like a person who comes alive in times of panic and desperation when there can be no bad ideas. 2 donuts in the parking lot on company time. Is Mr. Nettlethorne really going to fire you? Submit to savings and endanger your pension at Kunkelman Chevrolet. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Suzuki, Tesla. Accept the dereliction of human responsibility and fall to your knees at the altar of commerce with track mode for optimized powertrain cooling, lateral torque vectoring, and adaptive suspension damping. Leave the dirty dish in the sink to soak and slip the surly bonds of earth as you pair your Bluetooth to deluxe speakers that play whatever 4-chord beer can symphony your hayseed musical tastes demand. As you speed down the highway and get pulled over and charged with reckless endangerment. Collect Class D felonies like Infinity Stones. Lose your right to vote at Kunkelman Chevrolet. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Suzuki, Tesla. The clock is ticking. We're watching your account. We know you have money. We know where you live. So come blow your entire paycheck at Kunkelman Chevrolet. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Suzuki, Tesla. Part of the Kunkelman Used Car Network.